In today's video, I'm going to show you why society is programming you to be poor and how you can fix that programming so that you can become wealthy. By the way, if you enjoy videos on how to grow a business, specifically an online digital product business, because that's what I do, make sure to subscribe. Hey everybody, my name is Dan Henry and I'm the founder of 𝐃𝐚𝐧 and the author of Digital Millionaire Secrets. And let me know just one quick question in the comments. Are you offended by wealth? Do you get angry or resentful when you see somebody that has a nice house, a nice car, a nice watch, etc.? Or do you get inspired? Let me know in the comments. All right, so here's the question, right? Everybody wants to be wealthy. I mean, even if it's not super rich, you want to be in a better financial position. You want to be financially secure at least. But it always seems like there's some force pulling you down. And that force is society. It's society's programming on what is okay and what is not. And I'm going to get right into that right now. So what do I mean by society is programming you to be poor? Well, let's just take a look-see, shall we? Let's take a look at popular movies, TV, cinema, comic books. What does Victor Von Doom, who is a villain from Marvel Comics, Lex Luthor, who's a villain from DC Comics, Scrooge McDuck, who is a villain from Disney, Smaug, a villain from The Hobbit, Kingpin, a villain from Marvel Comics, Ming the Merciless, a villain from DC Comics, Artemis Fowl II from the Artemis Fowl books. I mean, it goes on and on and on. What do they all have in common? Well, they're all rich and they're all bad, right? Think about that. Think about movies. There's always a hero that is poor or is not, at least not rich, and is always going after the bad rich guy, right? For instance, Forbes did an article in 2013 called "America's Favorite Villain Has Always Been a Rich Guy." American cinema has a long tradition of pitting the hero against wealthy villains and corrupt businessmen, as the Forbes fictional 15 list helps illustrate. This is a list from Forbes. Now listen, think about that for a second. If you go your whole life watching movies and cinema and reading books, and every single time the rich guy is considered bad or a villain or icky, right? What do you think is going to happen to you over time? You're going to get programmed to automatically and subconsciously think that wealth is bad or must be acquired through villainous means, all right? And so what happens is when you see somebody, when you see a 33-year-old dude who looks like he's 18, have a 8,000 square foot house on the water with a nice watch and all this stuff, what do? You do one of two things. You either, number one, get offended and you're thinking, oh, he must be a scammer, or oh, he must have done this, or oh, he got lucky, or oh, he inherited some excuse why I have it or whoever has it and you don't. Or number two, you get inspired and you think, how did he get it? What did he do to get it? How can I learn that? And see, when I was younger, that's what I did. I would see people or meet people that were wealthy, and I would think, man, how did they do that? How can I learn from them? How can I get dinner with them? How can I pick their brain? Whereas friends of mine would be like, oh, that guy's probably this, or he's just this rich, jerk, and blah, blah, blah. And they wouldn't even open their brains for a second to even understand what that person did to get there. They just automatically assumed that whatever it was bad, and, he's a rich jerk and blah, blah, blah. Or maybe he had help or whatever. And you know why people do that? It is because if you make the rich guy bad, that gives you an excuse to be poor and to not achieve your goals. Because if there was nothing wrong with that rich guy, if that rich guy or girl, was a normal person that just worked really hard, well, guess what that means? That means that you're lazy and you're not as good. And nobody likes to, and not as good at personally, but not as good at achieving their goals, right? And that is uncomfortable to think about. And the truth is, nobody's better than you. It's just they worked harder, right? They're not necessarily smarter than you or even more educated than you. I'm a college dropout, right? But what it is that they did the work and they worked hard, and that makes you feel uncomfortable. And I look back now, I have an 8-figure business. I have financial stability that'll last me the rest of my life. But a lot of my friends back then who were offended by wealth are still working at fast food joints a decade later. And that's the thing, is those that are offended by wealth will never obtain it. By the way, if you're digging what I'm putting down, smash the like button. Let me know. Give me some love. And to wrap this up, think about this for a second, all right? If you go through life and every single time an opportunity is presented to you, or there's a moment for learning, you discount it because of the programming in your brain that rich is bad, rich is bad, rich is bad. You're going to skate through life oblivious to all the things that you could do to level up. Now think about this one more thing, and this will really put it in perspective for you. If you don't believe me that society programs you to be poor, listen to this, okay? Your parents, right, or you as a parent, are encouraged to tell your kids, you gotta go to college. You're a bad parent if you don't tell your kids to go to college. Go to college, go to college, right? Now, if you're gonna be a doctor or a lawyer, fine, go for it. But think about this. You are gonna pay 70, 80, 90, maybe even $100,000 with 20% annual recurring incidents, get yourself just knee deep in debt before you ever get out in the world. You're gonna wait 4 years. You're gonna do all that, pay all that, put yourself in debt to wait 4 years to maybe, just maybe when you get out, get a $50,000 a year job, but likely you're gonna end up working at Chili's. That is the truth. All right? That is what people are encouraging you to do. That is what people are encouraging your parents to do. That's what people are encouraging you to do as a parent, because they don't know anybody, because they know any better, because they are socially programmed to think that's okay. And at the same time, you look at a wealthy businessman or a wealthy entrepreneur that provides a book or coaching or something. Like, you know how many people have said to me, Dan, if you're so rich and you're so smart, why do you need to sell a book? Or why do you need to sell a coaching program on how to do it? And it's like, because I know something that other people want to know, and that's valuable. But what do you mean? It's an insane question, right? I've never understood that question, but that's the thing. It's because people are programmed to think it's a scam to pay the rich guy to learn how to get rich, but it's okay to pay the guy who teaches at a college that gets paid $40,000 a year to learn how to make money. Let me repeat that. You go to college essentially to learn how to make money, right? That's what you're going to college for. When you break it down, that's what it is. All the people you learn from at that college, for the most part, they all make, a sub 100 grand a year, because they're all college professors. So why are you learning how to make money from people that don't make any money? But when you go to hire somebody who is a successful entrepreneur, then people go, well, wait a minute, that's a scam, because that guy's already rich and you're going to pay him so he can teach you how to grow your business because he knows how to grow a business. That must be a scam, but let's go to college instead and pay even more, right? Like, I remember when I first started, I was teaching people how to run Facebook ads for local businesses, and I charged $997, right? And people were buying that course for $1,000 and hitting 10, 15, 20 grand a month. And it was $1,000. That's like half of one class in a community college, right? That's crazy. But that's bad, right? I'm bad. I'm the scammer. That's what society says, but it's okay to pay to go to college. Makes zero sense. Now I teach people, this was years ago, but now I teach people how to sell info products, how to sell digital products. So if you have knowledge, or if you'd like to sell somebody else's knowledge, you can package that up into an online course, a coaching program, a mastermind, and you can sell it. That's what I teach people to do now, and that's what my book's about. That's what my coaching program helps people. If people decide to get my premium coaching program, that's what I teach, because that's what I'm good at. I made $8 million selling digital products before I ever taught a single soul how to sell digital products, right? I sell that because I know it, I'm good at it, and I can help people get results with it, and I can help people grow with it. One client of mine, Andy, came to me, no online course, came to me about a little over 2 years ago, and today he just made $250,000 last month selling an online course, okay? Why? Because he's a hard worker, and also because I have the experience of selling millions of dollars in digital products. So I was able to give him that knowledge. I was able to pass that on to him and help him. And then he took that drive, because he's not socially, he broke the programming, right? He gave me an absurd amount of money. He went from my highest level. He went from my mastermind, which is even more than my coaching program, okay? Still way less than any college would charge you at all, way less. And he turned that into a multi-million-dollar business. But society tells you, oh, no, there's something fishy about that. But it's okay to go to college, pay triple what I charge or actually more than triple, to learn what? How to get a engineering thing so you can make 70 grand a year, and it'll actually probably take you a long time to pay off your student loans. And then, you got to work at the bar on the side. Like, come on, guys. think about it. Really, really, truly think about it. Does it make sense to you? Does it make sense that literally all these people are rich and villains? Does it make sense to you that everybody always says the rich guy is the bad guy? Does it make sense to you that you shouldn't pay a rich guy to teach you how to get rich? I mean, you pay a in shape guy, a personal trainer, to teach you how to get in shape, right? You pay a singing coach, a good singer, to teach you how to sing, right? Why wouldn't you pay a successful entrepreneur to teach you how to be an entrepreneur? Why is there an exception there? It's because society programs you to think that wealthy people are bad. And that is insane. And once you understand the absurdity of that notion, just like at some point people realized the absurdity of a flat earth and went, oh, we're a globe, right? You have to make that determination. But the thing is, that has been that way throughout time. And the people that can break that mold and the people that can go, oh, that is, I am being influenced incorrectly. This is not right. And change their belief system are the people that can then receive the knowledge that will take them to the next level. So to summarize, the first thing you must realize is society is programming you to be poor, and instead of looking at a political truth like, oh, you must send your kids to college, or, oh, this is a scam, or, oh, don't listen, the rich guy is bad. Political truth, listen to an objective truth. An objective truth is essentially the truth, right? It's not skewed by bias and political trendy notions or hashtag movements. It's the truth. And the truth is, if somebody is a wealthy entrepreneur and you pay them, chances are they're going to teach you some stuff that's going to make you some money, okay? As long as they're not, and obviously there are people out there who lie about being a wealthy entrepreneur, and that happens, right? And you got to do your due diligence. But for instance, you can easily do your due diligence. How many times have you seen somebody run the same ad over and over again with the same Lamborghini in a parking lot? But how many times have you seen me go live, do a video, record something at my house for years? Like the past 3 years, I made videos at my office or my house. If I was renting this house, holy crap, that would be more expensive than my mortgage, okay? So you can watch people's social media. You can get a sense of if they're lying or not, because there's always going to be shysters in every business. So don't think I'm saying to believe everyone. You should not believe everyone. You should do your due diligence. But that said, break the mold. Don't be a victim to social programming. Think for yourself and look at the objective truth, and don't just automatically go, rich people are bad. Because once you can accept that, now you're on your way to being wealthy, because now you can accept the help that you need instead of vilifying it. By the way, guys, if you haven't grabbed a copy of my book yet, it is free. You just have to pay for shipping and handling. I will leave a link in the description. You got to grab that book, because that book has already helped thousands of people create profitable digital product businesses. Make sure to grab your copy if you haven't. I'll also leave some other useful resources below. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Love you guys, and see you in the next video.